time here at The Jump. Now, we told you yesterday Pop was working on a new deal with the Spurs. And look, today, Woj reporting that deal is a 3-year contract that will keep Pop as the highest paid coach in the league. Jackie, is 3 more years enough, Popovich?
I'm surprised it's 3 years because I think we've all thought that after the Olympic Games that Pop was going to step down. So if I'm the Spurs, I'm very, very happy.
I thought maybe this might be his final season so he could go focus on the Olympics and then he would maybe stay Olympic coach for a long time as kind of his way of still being in the game. But I like this. I mean, it's fantastic for the Spurs, obviously.
Yeah.
He's institutionalized.
He's an institution.
Not institutionalized.
He is an institution, you're right.
Damian Lillard admitting after Monday's loss that the Blazers got too caught up in arguing the refs. Seems to be a trend around the NBA. He was, in the second half, Jackie, really focused on that.
Yep.
We've seen Damian, though, pull back his focus. He didn't let himself get caught up with Russell Westbrook. Do you think he will be able to make a change in Game 2?
I think he knows he has to. I mean, this is if you're the Blazers, you got to get back to Dame is your best weapon, and he needs to have a clear head. I feel like we've been saying that all day today on the show, but
so many emotional highs and lows. Just
it's
the
hard.
frustration. It's so hard to hold back.
Hard.
Yeah.
I mean, on the road, just you can feel it in the air, the emotions, and it's hard not to say something when things don't go your way.
Right. You want to win. I mean, Chris Paul said this the other day. You want to win so badly. It is hard not to act like that on the court. Today is the 27th anniversary of Shawn Kemp.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Woo!
Sorry, Mr.
Now,
Lister.
see, this is who I compare Zion to.
Shawn Kemp?
Shawn Kemp.
Wow.
If you ever wondered why Kemp pointed at Lister post-dunk, it was because in Game 2 of Warriors-Sonics, Lister pushed Kemp on a dunk attempt, resulting in, let's just call it a brouhaha between both players. So you kind of got to like the pettiness here, right?
So, our great producer, Steve, brought this to me today, and I'm like, why do I not remember this? I looked at the date. It was April 23rd, 1992. My daughter was 4 weeks old. I was not sleeping, and I was definitely not watching
NBA
this.
basketball.
I'm like, sorry I missed this. This is a gaping hole in my NBA resume. Yes,
It's
I
pretty
feel bad
good.
about it.
All right, Mark Stein of the New York Times reporting the Pelicans have lured away longtime trainer Aaron Nelson from the Suns. Nelson and Executive VP of Basketball Operations David Griffin used to, of course, work together in Phoenix. Jackie, let's talk about New Orleans upgrading their training staff after we know that has been a point of contention there for so many years.
Big deal, big deal. David Griffin's probably the best hire they could have made aside from any other player. I think he said in his interview, he asked for everything and he got everything, and he couldn't believe it. And this is the first shot
They need to do a better
fired.
job of upgrading their roster.
Well, we'll get to that.
This is a little
Can't do
deal.
it yet.
This is
Paul,
small
can't do anything
peanuts.
yet. Can't do anything yet.
I mean, look, you got to control the things you can control. To me, that is some of the biggest things that separates organizations, right? There's so many things you can do outside the margins that do make your team better.
You bet.
For a long time, the Pelicans shared a athletic training staff with the Saints. If you are a basketball team, basketball injuries are completely different. You train bodies completely differently. You have to do different things with your body to run, jump, and play basketball. And so you had players who were injured over and over and over again out of New Orleans. Suns obviously have an elite training staff, being able to pluck Aaron out of there and go to New Orleans. At least maybe that solves or at least addresses some of that problem. We are almost out of time, so let's look ahead to the action tonight. Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Bucks, losing by 22 in Game 1, but the game plan wasn't the problem, according to Giannis. Here's what he said yesterday about how the Bucks need more effort in Game 2. Take a listen.
I realized that I had to give more effort. I'm always hard on myself, but we lost the game and it doesn't feel good. So when you lose the game, you gotta play better. You gotta put more effort. But I think with my brother, my older brother, usually he doesn't call me after games and he doesn't tell me nothing. He was like, you gotta play harder.
So is that it?
I think they have to just
harder?
play less tentative. That's the word I would use. I think lack of effort is a hard thing to pin on a team in a playoff game, and especially a guy of his caliber. But I did think they had some tentative moments, and they just got to go in there and do what made them the #1 seed overall in the NBA. Play with that same kind of intensity, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, they were stifled by the Celtics defense. I don't think it was something about playing harder, because I saw two intense teams playing great basketball. I mean, they were playing hard. They can't change anything up. They are who they are. But if they feel like that, they need to play harder. sometimes coaches tell us that. There's nothing wrong with the game plan. You guys need to just do it harder and better.
Right, right. I do think more aggressive.
That's hard to hear, though, right?
It is.
You didn't
Well, I
play
mean,
hard enough in
he's
a
saying
playoff
it about himself. Well, he
Right.
says his brother, but he took a lot of stock in what his brothers
for a
tell
playoff
him.
game at home.
Right.
Like, come on.
That's why I think it's more tentativeness.
Right, like
The
just sort of
enormity
the
of the
moment,
moment.
being big. I do think with some of these things, when I was watching this game, I kept being like, Giannis, just barrel through there, right?
Like that.
I mean, we know what they're We know what they're trying. Everybody knew what the game plan was going to be on Giannis coming in. This
course.
wasn't like, oh, gee, Steve Kerr switched up the roster just before Warriors Rockets.
Right.
This was everyone knew. This is what Boston's going to try to do to Giannis. You got to just go. He is bigger and stronger than anyone trying to defend him. Even Al Horford, with everything Al Horford does, you got to just go for it and see what happens. So
I think he did. I mean, when you're trying to go to 2 or 3 guys, that's a little difficult, even for him.
I get it, but that's it. Like, that's, as you said, there's no other game plan. It's not like his thing, oh, that isn't working,
Well, they need
let's
more
go
out
shoot
of the
from the
guys.
outside.
They need more out of Lopez. They need
All right,
more
and
out
the
of Artest.
buzzer.
They need more.
James Harden's former teammate turned on-court adversary Kevin Durant actually defending James' polarizing style of play earlier today. He was asked by a reporter if the way James sort of plays basketball is kind of trying to cheat the way you play basketball. Listen to what he said.
Well, I wouldn't say that he's found a way to, just kind of play the game within, or cheat the rules. I wouldn't say that. I just think that, he has a style of play, and it might not be what everybody might like to see, but it's been effective, and I don't think he's been cheating the game at all.
All right, certainly that's a lot of the noise James Harden hears, and have KD come in and defend him on that. By the way, passing this along from Las Vegas, Paul, you'll take some interest in this. Caesars has opened a total fouls prop bet for tonight's Warriors-Rockets game 2. They have set the total at 44.5.
44.5 fouls? What's the average?
What's the over-under for you? Do you think that the over or under? You're going over.
I'm going over.